for this week is the Tunisian full stitch. It has some elasticity vertically, not much horizontally. But we're going to change colors. And we're going to change colors by snipping a decent tail off of our current work, which I already did. And you just take that tail and you put it there. And then you'll take your new yarn, create a loop, and then just pull through, and then tighten down your old. And there you are. Now you just change colors. Now with this stitch, as you can see in Tunisian, you have these gaps in between each stitch, these vertical bars, and you have a huge gap. I wouldn't say huge, but a gap. Now with the Tunisian full stitch, it's a 2-row repeating, and it's actually one of those you're going to have to continuously count. So we have one stitch here, go through the 2 and pull in the gap, make sure you get your tails out of the way, and then pull your new working yarn through. And you're going to do that all the way down. Make sure you have 20 on there. We're going to count. There's 3, there goes 4, there goes 5, there goes 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I pulled a little bit more yarn out. There goes 9, 10, 11, 12. Pull through, wrap around. There you see. And you see you're going through the gaps. And that's what we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that's 14. There goes 15. There goes 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now, it is exact same as the Tunisian simple stitch. You're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through 1. We already pulled through 1, now we're chaining 1. So, now you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through 2. Pull through 2 all the way down to the end. And I'll show you where these clips come into play here in a minute. You can, and then when you pull some more yarn out, just, there we go. We're almost there. We almost got 1 on. All right. Now this is where it starts changing up on us. And this is where the clip is going to come into play. Okay, since we went through the first one on this one, we're skipping the first one. And I put it here, so that tells me, okay, this is the row that I skipped one. So you don't do this one, you go in here. And then you're just going to pull through. You're going to do this all the way down at the end, till the end again. But you got to keep count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There goes 6. There goes 7. There goes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we drop down, wiggle, push through. I felt something weird there for a second. Drop down, push through, pull through 1. Now you're going to yarn over and chain 1, which we just did, and then yarn over, dog hair, and pull through 2. 1, there's 2, there's 2, there's 2, and just continuously pull through 2. All right, that was our marker. Told us we're skipping that that row, we skipped the first. So we're gonna go into the first. Go into the first one, pull up your loop. And that's what you're gonna be doing all the way down to the end again. But keep count, because now we're at 4. There goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now, this is where it comes into play where I said each row offsets one another. Now, you see we still have a loop left, but we are already at 19. So how do we handle this? We handle this by going to the very last loop. We just skip this one all together. So you drop your needle down, even with your row, find that chain that we always go through, bend your work, pull a loop through. That's how you handle it. It's simple. Now, we pulled one through, we chain one. Now we pull through 2. Continuously pull through 2. Okay? Just keep on pulling through 2. And again, remember how I told y'all that each row offsets. So, this row, it's every other row. You just take your marker. And I'm doing this just for me because I found it helped me. So if it helps me, it's going to help you. So when you hook this on, it's every other stitch that you see that way. So when you hook it on, then you know, okay, I don't go in the first one, I go into the second one. And that's what I'm going to end up doing here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Uh-oh, we're still at 18, so we need to go into this last row. There goes 19, and we're still at 20, so drop down, push through, and now we're at 20. Since we pulled, it's going to look a little awkward because it looks like it's cramped. It kind of is cramped, but that's how you're going to keep your rows even on each side, is because of the offset. So since we pulled through 1, now we chain 1, and then we're going to pull through 2 again. I find the stitch markers alternate on them like this actually helps. You don't have to have a mess ton of stitch markers. And again, you can use yarn. You can scraps pieces of yarn. You can use bread ties, these type of bread ties, or the wire bread ties. You could even use a paper clip that you've kind of unbent as a stitch marker. Whatever works for you. You don't have to go out and spend money for all this stuff. You have it more than likely laying around your home. But we're going to continue pulling through. And we're almost there. And this is where we go back to the very first row. What we did on the first row. Okay, on the first row, we went through the first one. So we're going to go through the first one. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're at 19, and we need to get that in there. So you drop down, fold, come on, push through, and pull through 1. Now you got a loop, and you got a loop, and you chain 1. Always chain 1. And then we pull through 2. And then, of course, this stitch is where you're going to put your marker. Take the bottom marker. It doesn't matter, as long as you know, you don't have to have a mess ton of markers running around. Just do that. That way it reminds you that, oh, this is the one I have to skip. This is your skip row. So you put, now we're going to go put through 1. There's 2. There goes 3. There goes 4. There goes 5. There goes 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. There's 11. There's 12. There's 13. 14. 15. And don't be shy. If you need to bend your work, just bend it. I mean, I do. And I've been doing this for 8+ years. So we stopped at 15. It goes 16. 17. 18. The very last loop hole. There goes 19. Drop down. Fold. Push through. Grab. Pull up. Now we chain 1. Now we pull through 2. 2. And 2. And 2. 2. And there we are. Now you start back to what you did on the first row, which is through here. And then you're just gonna pull up your 20 loops. There go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now we're at 19. Remember, we don't, if you put it in the first loop, you don't put it in the last loop, last hole. So you just bend down and you actually do your normal end loop. Pull through 1, chain 1, now you pull through 2. And this is the last row we're doing together. And then I'm gonna let you do the remaining, we have to count and see how many remaining rows it is. Shouldn't be too many because of the way this stitch is. And then we'll discuss the stitch for a minute and get set up. So just keep pulling through 2. Oh, that wouldn't. Okay, and then now remember this spot that we just pulled through. Since we just did this one with a marker here, and we have one without a marker. Now you need a one with a marker. And again, this tells you to skip. All right, let's count how many rows we've done together. 1, and there's easy ways to count the rows. You can count them this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or you can count them this way. If these markers weren't in the way, I'm just going to try to throw them this way. You can count it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want you to finish the remaining 3 rows, and we will come back at the end. Okay? All right, now we're finishing up the last row, and it should be an offset row. And bingo. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take these out because we don't need them no more. But you can see that stitch. Look at that. Has a decent amount of give. And it's not a bad stitch. I actually like it. I'm using it right now in a scarf. It has some elasticity to it. Whereas you can tell this has some give, but not a lot. But until next week, I want you to keep practicing. If you want to keep building up on your swatches, go for it. Find a way to label them. Next week, I'm going to show you how I label how I'm going to be labeling these swatches. But until then, I want you to keep stitching. I want you to like and subscribe if you can. If you would like to, please like and subscribe. And also, I want you to keep practicing your stitches, the 2 that we have learned so far. And then I want you to keep stitching. Have a good day.